face.
You're an alien. Good morning, everybody. I'm Ed Parcaut with Mike Kelly, and we're Real Estate Jerky Daily.
Who has an itchy lip a daily.
I forget where I am sometimes. I was talking to Courtney Buford yesterday. He goes, "You have trouble speaking." Oh, I've already been on for 4 hours, so I don't want to talk anymore.
Becomes mush after a while.
I'm like, shut up.
You got a lot of podcasts, mister.
Yeah, well, I stay busy.
Yeah.
And now I got help with my VA, so it's been a nice moving over so much stuff for them to deal with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Things that have been bothering me, I needed to get taken care of. And now the biggest problem I have is getting my list together and tasking them with doing it. So,
got you.
Yeah.
Wow. I emailed myself something today.
Did you?
Yeah. All
right. Well, what's your numbers? Let's do that first, because there's a bunch
numbers.
of other stuff.
You ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, look at that's actually not bad.
Okay.
Yeah, 531 closed sales per day ending March 1st. That's last week. 584 pending sales and 785 new listings per day. We haven't seen numbers like that
since last
years.
Since last year.
Did we have any of that last year that high?
Yeah, we did. And more in the summer, though.
Okay. There we go. That's what realtors did last week.
What'd they do?
Well, 12.5% closed the sale, which is down from the week previously. Entered escrow 14.3% and 23.8% listed a property. And
they're all positive.
Everybody's positive. They're like
1 in 4. 1 in 4 says sales will be up. 1 in 5 saying prices will be up, and 1 in 2 is saying listings will be up,
and they will be. Well, and here's.
Well, when you're so low, look, it can only go up. That's easy. If you fall down, you got to get back up.
Or you could just stay down there, let people beat you.
Yeah. You don't drown by falling in the water. You drown by staying there.
Staying in it.
Yeah. All right. So the stock market is all over the place because of Trump's tariffs this morning. Let's see where we are right now.
Where are we now?
I got to turn down my volume. Oh, the wrong way. Dow's only down 96 right now. That's 100. It's gone. Like I said, it's all over the place. But the biggest thing that right now we have 19, the bonds are up 19 basis points. That would be the rate. So that's positive for us on the rates. The 10-year went from 4.27 down to 4.24. We're only negative 3 basis points this morning on the 10-year. I saw as high as like 430 something yesterday because of all the other stuff that came out. But we had the BLS jobs report out this morning.
Bureau of Labor Statistics.
I'm glad you're there to do that.
Yeah.
For February showed the U.S. economy added 151,000 new jobs, slightly below the market expectations of 160,000 jobs. Job creation remains steady, but signs of weakness are emerging, kind of like we've been talking about. Understanding the 2 surveys. Remember, there's 2 surveys inside the BLS jobs report.
Yes.
There's the business survey that produces the headline job creation number, what we just talked about. And then the household survey is where they get a bunch of people from all over the country to call people and see if they're at home or if they're at work. That's not exactly how that works, but that's how the unemployment rate looks at. And so unemployment rate rose from 4.0 to 4.1%. The household survey reported 588,000 job losses in February, a 385,000 person decline in the labor force. Wow. Is what that produced.
Okay.
So one of the things they were saying is if those who had left the labor force remain counted, right, the true unemployment rate would be 4.4%.
Yeah.
So that means they left and they're not coming back. They're doing something else. That's kind of what it is. So if the job quality breakdown, 1.2 million full-time jobs lost, while 610,000 part-time jobs were gained. There's your problem. Teenagers 16 to 19-year-olds saw job growth of 80,000. Wow. Adults 20 years and older lost 667,000 jobs. Those numbers just don't look good.
Well, it sounds like kids are happy to go to work.
Yeah. Well, the new ones want to go to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the adults are like, I've done this so damn long, and my job is gone, and screw it, I'm going to stay here.
Yeah, and they're talking about with the job losses mounting, the pressure is increasing to the Fed to cut rates. Some people say 3, some people say 4 times this year. Right now there's 3 rate cuts fully priced in for 2025. Yeah.
Well,
first one could be in May.
Did we have 3 or 4 last year?
I don't remember. It was last year. I don't look backwards. I only look forwards.
I look backwards. I want to see who's following me.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Nobody.
Scott Bessett, the Treasury Secretary spoke on CNBC, and they were talking about how the economy has become dependent on government spending, and a detox period is inevitable. And that's what we're going through. He predicts a slowdown in economic growth over the next 6 to 12 months. Tariffs are a one-time price adjustments and not expected to contribute to long-term inflation. Dropping oil prices and lower mortgage rates could prove some relief. And we already have the oil prices dropping.
Yeah.
Key economic news for this week reports we have to look at for next week. We're looking at Tuesday, the NFIB, that's the National Federation of Interplanetary. I'm just kidding.
Interplanetary.
National Federation of Independent Businesses Small Business Optimism Index is coming out on Tuesday. JOLTS, your favorite. You love the JOLTS. So that's a job opening. But Wednesday is mortgage application, the CPI, Consumer Price Index. Thursday is Producer Price Index and initial jobless claims. So there's a couple of reports in there that can move the market one way or another.
Always.
Up or down. Yeah,
always.
Those are.
There's
so
this
week was jobs week. Next week is inflation week. That's how each week of the month is a theme, just so people know. And all reports come out the same time every week, every month of every, And
jobs week, I think, is one of my favorites, even though I do like JOLTS a lot. Just because.
Well, usually it's at the same month the same week as this week, but it's Tuesday for some reason.
Yeah, they're lazy.
Yeah, they
lay too many people off.
That's probably they have to hire them back.
Yeah.
So everybody's worried about Washington, D.C. housing market because everybody's getting laid off. Key takeaways right now: inventory has increased to 3,559 single-family homes and condos.
Wow.
New listings remain low overall. So it sounds like a lot, but during the pandemic, I think there was only like 2,500, 222.
Yeah. So
new listings remain low. Pending home sales are lagging. Pending sales over the last 4 weeks. February 7th had 1,596. February 14th at 655. February 21st has 596, and February 28th had 598. So
those are sales in a week.
Those are pending sales over the last 4 weeks.
Wow, so those are big. I think.
I don't know how big Washington D.C. is.
True.
Yeah. So if you look at April 2022, pending home sales are down nearly 400 units per week. So in 2022, they had 1,000 per week as pending, basically.
Well,
what does that tell you?
No inventory.
It's not yet. Despite the volatility and what you're hearing, they're not yet in distress. It's not like Florida.
True, where you have a third of the nation's market on the market.
Yeah, that's just shocking. They were talking about investors' activity has significantly slowed down in fourth quarter of last year. I think overall the whole year it's been slowing down. I mean, it's not like it was pre-pandemic or during the pandemic. If you look at there's 47,000 investor homes purchased in the end of 2024. That's down 3.9% year over year. Investor share of home purchases fell to 17.1%. That used to be probably 27 to 30 something a while back. The biggest markets that had the biggest decline, what do you think it is? What market? Like what state?
Oh, the biggest decline?
Yeah.
It's going to be Florida.
Correct. Orlando's down 27%.
Wow.
Miami's down 21%. And West Palm Beach, Florida is down 14.5%.
That's a lot of percents.
Yeah. Where do you think the largest investor activity is increasing in? What state?
Florida?
No, we just said that went down. All right. So
there's an opportunity there.
Yeah.
It's a buyer.
Eventually there will be. You don't want to be the first one on that one. Just remember in 2008 when everybody bought in January, and by the time December rolled around, you wish you would have bought in December.
So re-ask your question.
Where is investor activity increasing?
Virginia.
What state? Nope. So really, Seattle, Washington.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's up 33%. San Jose is up 21%, and Oakland's up 19.4%. Figure that one out.
I can't.
I do, because nobody wanted to be there because of all the homeless and all the problems that was going on. So they put houses on the market and they weren't selling. So as an investor, you could come in and pick up some deals. That's what I see. And then they all know it's going to turn around. There was condos over in San Francisco that were ridiculously priced, and then like $1.2 million,
right?
And then they were down to about 900,000 or 800,000. So people were still not buying them.
Oh, they didn't know.
Okay. And then now they're buying them. You know what I mean? Because it's just everything's going to come back. It's a cycle. Everything is a cycle. It's just like properties in certain neighborhoods. When they first get built, everybody loves it. 20 years later, it's going through an economic change, and then it comes back and it has a resurgence.
Because the neighborhood turns into high rental and nobody takes care of their properties. The tenants certainly aren't going to take care of the yards because it's not theirs. It's something the seller should do. And then boom, you have a Poopsville. I
wouldn't call it that.
Well, it's amazing how many brand new subdivisions sell out like crazy. And you think, oh my God, this will be wonderful if it stays nice. And then 10 years later, it's not nice.
I have one more thing.
Go for
Can
it.
I do it? I know I took over the whole show, but
you did.
Call your grandparents.
Normal.
Call your grandparents, because there is a fraud alert.
Even if they're dead?
Don't worry about it. They're not getting these calls. There's a fraud alert.
A new one?
Can I finish the
no,
grandparent?
I'm going to ask questions. Is it new?
Yeah, you can ask a question.
Is it new?
Yes.
Okay,
that's
good.
why I'm talking about it.
We're having a conversation.
Grandparent scam targeting U.S. seniors. How the scam works. Scammers pretend to be a relative in legal trouble, which is not new. Victims are pressured to handing over cash to fake Bell's bondmen. 21 million stolen from elderly victims between 21 and 24. Who's behind it? Kids. 25 Canada nationals charged. I think Trump should talk to Canada about this. There, see more problems up there. 23 arrests were made. 2 suspects are still at large. Some could face up to 40 years in prison. It's protecting against a scam. Verify emergencies. I would call your people before you send the money. Never send cash to strangers. Report suspicious activities to authorities. That would be the DA local here. But you remember, when you're older, you don't always do that. There's people I know that talked about their grandparents and went out and got Apple cards and sent them to people. I had
a realtor do that for me.
Did you?
She served at the pleasure of the president, and she called me and said, "So where do you want me to send these Apple cards?" And I said, "What Apple cards?" And she goes, "Oh crap."
That's a scam, people. Nobody wants Apple cards.
Yeah, so she wound up buying a new Apple Watch as a result, because she
needed one anyway.
She tried to turn it back in, and they said, "Look, you haven't been harmed. You still have the cards. Sorry, you got jinxed or whatever, you got taken, but you still have the cards, so you still have the face value of the cards. You haven't given it to anybody else. You weren't scammed completely." And so she just bought a watch.
Well, that's good.
But I read an article. I sent it to myself this morning. It's still not there in my phone, but it talked about how boomers are the least likely generation to sell lately, for 2 reasons, really. 1, their homes are almost paid off. 2, they really like where they live. So they're like, why would I sell? We need boomers to sell. I'm never going to sell them, and I'm a boomer.
So don't tell boomers they need to sell if you're not going to sell yourself. That's just being a hypocrite.
That's being a hypocrite.
Just like Mexico has been a hypocrite. And you're going to say, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Because they want to, so they have, I don't know if you know this is going through the Supreme Court, where they're trying to sue the gun manufacturers and saying that the guns that are in Mexico are from the United States, and that's where the problem is. Well, it just came out today that they found out most of the guns that the people have in Mexico were bought by the Mexican government.
Oh, from the U.S.
It doesn't matter where they
bought it, but the Mexican government bought it.
Because they were saying that we were selling them, and then they were going across the border somehow and all that stuff. And so, long story short, it's not us, it's them. Just like Canada's scamming our grandparents.
Yeah, they are. I saw a video yesterday where Canada pulled all the American liquor off the shelves.
That was already paid for and no tariffs on it.
Exactly.
That's really smart.
So those 4 bottles are no longer for sale in Canada. It was some Kentucky bourbon.
Yeah, well, this is, I was talking to,
all this will settle itself.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody yesterday about it, and like, well, my wife's, tiles getting expensive. I said, is it more expensive right now, or potentially could be more expensive because it's coming in from overseas? Because they pushed off a lot of these tariff things, and there is going to be some harm. I'm sure we don't know everything that's going on.
Sure.
Trump will not, fail.
He's not going to
think about he's a and please don't think I like Trump. I like what he does. I don't like him personally, but he's a narcissist and all that. He's not going to fail.
No,
he's going to do things that is going to push us and go, why are you doing this? And then it's going to turn around and work for him, because he's going to make it work.
Right.
And so we just got to get through this. We've had so much pain up to this point. We can give it a little bit more time. We had 4 years
We're
of
actually
pain.
doing better now.
Yeah. And that's what I told this person. He goes, how? I go, well, I've been watching the 10-year drop because of all this money, their savings with Doge and all that. It's loving the cuttings. It's loving it doesn't want to see wasted money. It loves that. And that's why it's slowly going down. And it's going to go down and stay down, not be a heart rate monitor, where it goes burp, 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 the sinus rhythm, which my wife hates when I use that, because I use it a lot when I tell people about rates. This is what rates do all day long until you lock it with fixed rates,
and then you're flatline.
And then right. And then exactly. And then but adjustables don't do that. They just
keep going up.
Yeah, but why do you want to do adjustables at this time?
Yeah. In the early 90s, I had an adjustable that actually adjusted down once.
Yeah, about in 2005 and 2006, a lot of people had adjustables that were really bad adjustables because they were, the bond rating agencies rated them improperly, but they didn't go to jail. It's kind of like these NGOs that get all these billions of dollars, only 10% goes to what the causes are. That's if that was a nonprofit, would you give your money to that? No. So why aren't we upset about it and rattling and pounding and being upset more?
Well, I don't know, but the Democrats, they made an announcement yesterday that they're going to go to the streets. They're going to have a battle. Some people may die. Ilya and Omar said, some people may die. I'm like, why aren't people taking this stuff seriously as like a terrorist threat?
Because here's the problem: if you have nothing to say, it's better to rattle. Pound on the tables is what they tell them to do, and that's just sad.
Yeah.
They like the NGOs. The NGOs is how they get their money, and I'm talking all Republicans and Democrats who are worth way more than what they make in a salary each year.
That's very, very true.
They have to get that money from somewhere, and I guarantee if they want, so not all of them want this to go through. They want the cuts, but they don't want that stuff to be found out.
Well, yeah.
And I'm done. I'll get off my soapbox.
Me too.
If you guys want more of our soapboxes, you can listen to us tomorrow on the radio at noon on 1360 KFIV, Power Talk 1360.
Let's do something weird and not be real political.
Okay, we'll try.
Okay.
All right. Everybody make it a great day. We appreciate you. If you have any questions or comments, reach out to us through direct message us everywhere. And if you need anything, I'm here.
Me too.
All right. Make it a great day.
Bye, kids.
Bye.